Did you know that jealousy has a cure? Well, it does. The cure for jealousy is self content, not self contempt. That actually leads to jealousy and even worse, envy. Self content or contentment with the self is when you arrive at a place of unshakable self satisfaction. This does not mean you have to be the prettiest, wealthiest, most desirable woman in the room or the world. It just means you're satisfied with you. People say money is the root of all evil, but I say low self esteem is. So, how do we exercise that demon? I'll be honest, it's far better to raise children with high and or sound self-esteem than it is to rehabilitate adults from low or worse vacant esteem. For our purposes, let's just say you or someone grew up with low self-esteem and can't seem to shake it. By the way, I'm not dragging anyone because of that. I don't think it's funny at all. First of all, get a therapist. My therapist and I both recommend it. Therapy helps to facilitate an honest mirror for you, right? It helps to create and facilitate an honest mirror for you to do some serious self reflection. Once you see yourself, the good, the bad, and the I wish I could change that, you have a power over yourself. You have perhaps a power over yourself you've never had before, called self determination, where you get to determine the self. Your loved ones may not be as honest with you as you can be with yourself and a trained professional, right? Your auntie's perspective may not always cut it when you're really trying to see you as you are through an unbiased lens. A counselor can help with this, not because they themselves are unbiased, but because they have training and tools to help you be that way regarding yourself. You can contemplate, reflect, and take notes. Make a list, like Arya Stark character from Game of Thrones. Only you'll be assassinating the qualities, appearances, and shortcomings that keep you from being happy with yourself, not other people. In fact, this journey has nothing to do with other people and their opinions of you. So if you find yourself caving to people's opinions of you so much so that you forego improvements that you'd really like to make on yourself, surprise, surprise, sweetest, you're still in the low self concept slash esteem section of the conversation. You may as well go back to the top of the video and start again. If you envy gym girlies, become one. Even slim girlies, consider a semaglutide journey if you can't manage to eat less on your own. I've seen people do the celebrities have Ozempic face and Manjaro but the girls who actually drop the weight this way, which is very much similar to losing weight by fasting, they say they prefer a little less toned skin to a whole lot of extra fat they have to stuff in their clothing. So which would you rather have? That's entirely up to you. That's not sarcasm. I mean it. Personally, I'd rather fit into my clothes. That's just me though. That doesn't have to be you. If you find yourself bullying well endowed women with buxom cup sizes, it might be time for you to consider that breast augmentation, be it a natural fat transfer, a simple lift, or implants. Hell, or a strict diet of fenugreek, Brussels sprouts, and some hemp milk. These are all known to increase the bust line, by the way. Don't let anyone tell you, you look just fine. There's nothing wrong with you. What a waste of money. If it's what you want, it's what you want. And good luck trying to convince yourself that you don't want a sincerely held desire. Being in denial is only going to make you bitter over time. My advice, obsess over your goal until you accomplish it. That'll help you mind your own business and be less concerned with other people's business because you're consumed with your own. Minding your business is a stately character trait. So, by all means, achieve it. One of the major keys to happiness is achieving your goals or the goals you've set for yourself in terms of beauty, education, character, etc. Perhaps you or someone you know has been jealous of what a dutiful daughter your friend or cousin is, and well, that person's envy may be because when they had the opportunity to look out for their own parents, they didn't. What's the cure? Don't hate, assimilate. Admire and acquire, sweetest. It's as simple as it sounds. Association does truly bring about assimilation. Be grateful for the good influences in your life and take initiative to have that quality you so admire in someone else present within yourself. You'd be surprised at how much people envy those with integrity, for example. I had no idea it was so hard to have or maintain, but so many people go along to get along that they are shocked. You're shocked? Don't be shocked. They're shocked by those who have no need of the crowd, but rather a need to be true to themselves and the truth itself. You're a decision away from being a person of integrity. If you aren't today, you can be that tomorrow. What are you willing to sacrifice to be the person you want to be? Even grown adults who've learned this lesson a lifetime ago have to go back and review their notes. Let's say you grew up a little rough around the edges, for example, and you envy the well mannered girlies who would never do what you do in public. You prided yourself all this time on being a tomboy only to have all the boys you're cool with swoon over the girl who doesn't play in the dirt. That envy, that thing you're feeling, is your soul beckoning you to level up. When your mind convinces your soul, right? Here's the mathematics. When your mind convinces your soul that you cannot achieve the level up your heart has called you to, envy is the result. If you'd like to give birth to envy, I am telling you right now that there is the reproductive process. So if you're into making a baby called envy, that's how you do it. Call me shallow if you like, thank you, but buy the body, get the nose, and whatever else makes you feel put together after having been broken about yourself. People can encourage you all day and all night, but no one has to feel the state of self-rejection that you do. No one has to go to sleep with that and wake up with it again like you do. Glorilla, the rapper, for example, she even rapped in one of her hit songs about having a wide nose, as if she were proud of it. And maybe she was trying to be. Maybe it was some kind of a self affirmation or a mantra. Maybe she was trying to get there. But I mean, likely because it was something people have always thrown in her face. Personally, I prefer her original nose over the refined one, but do you see how happy she is despite my opinion? She satisfied her soul in spite of what you or I think, and that's what this is all about. It's all about you being able to live contentedly with yourself. I actually admire Glorilla for her willingness to disappoint a multitude of people to be truest to herself. Some people will walk around with attributes they hate in the name of keeping it real in a group of people who have never been real to them, nor valued them, nor protected them from the feeling they've developed about themselves in the first place because of them. Many of the thoughts we have of ourselves that we did not author ourselves come from the society we live in. You mean to tell me you're going to compromise your deeply held desires for them when they are the ones who cast you into this headspace about you in the first place? What loyalty do you have to them that takes precedence over the loyalty you have to yourself? I have a wide, flat nose, and I had no idea it was a problem for the vast majority of my life until grown women on YouTube tried to take me down about it. And I'm a whole millennial. So I went years without thinking my nose was anything to disapprove of. You know the Cardi B song where she says, "Once upon a time when I heard that I was ugly, came from a who's wanna come me." Yeah, yeah, that same situation. But I would be a liar if I said the taunting didn't make me zoom in on my nose and look at it in a different way and see it in a different way for the first time. I mean, even when an adult receives consistent negative feedback about a thing, they're influenced. So how much more a child? So you're gonna let that same society that mocked you peer pressure you into doing nothing about it? Couldn't be me. I'm either gonna think I'm cute regardless, or I'm gonna make a change that gets me less harassed, and I don't care how anybody feels about it. The singer SZA has one of the best BBLs the world stage has ever seen, and she hates it. What she gains from having a surgery she regrets, though, is that she messed around and found out that she was more satisfied with her original self than she gave herself credit for. That's an invaluable lesson in self love, self concept, and self satisfaction. That is a gain in and of itself. When you find within yourself that you are superior to the augmentation you have chosen for yourself, it imbues you with the confidence in you to the point where you can sit with other so called defects like, yeah, I got this acne and all this hyperpigmentation, but we outside with no makeup anyway. It's hot out here. And what about it? That's really where you want to be mentally. Sis is like, I already discovered what being too hard on myself looks like, and boom, right? Or anybody can be like, I've already discovered what being too hard on myself looks like, and now you got a woman that a man can't nag if he tried. You know how men try to nag you to get you to lower yourself and feel bad about yourself and then seek their approval. Now there's nothing a man can do with you because you can't be knocked off your square. Your self-opinion and your self-assertion is solid. You also may have noticed that SZA, as an artist, she seems more secure in herself now than when she first emerged as more than a writing artist, as more than a writer. That comes from trial, error, and self satisfaction. Now we get to see her on stage looking well fed and scantily clad, like whatever y'all gonna get this belly, whether it's a cute pudge or I'm fully PMS bloated. I'm comfortable in what I'm wearing on my Kendrick Lamar tour, and yeah, that's all that is. That's all there is. That entire process of self realization for SZA could have come from tinkering with her nose and getting a BBL. That's a magical place to be in when you'd rather be you instead of someone else or some other idea of yourself. And of course, child, our girl is a fairy. SZA is nothing but magical. But the point is, if you get the surgery, or excuse me, get the surgery, girl, F around and find out, because what you find out isn't always bad or of some negative consequence. You might like what's on the other side, even if you don't like the surgery. You might like the you in your mind, the conclusions you've come to on the other side. Either way, dare yourself to figure it out. Be brave. K. Michelle has a similar story with cosmetic enhancements, and even after her viral BBL failure, she's still in a flaws and all type space where she can finally accept herself in all forms of herself. So get there how you get there. It could take the surgery, it could take denying yourself the surgery, but I support the journey either way you get there. Okay. Again, surgery looks better on people with sound self esteem because they tend not to botch and butcher themselves. Okay. Cosmetic enhancements alone will not improve self esteem, it can often lower it. People with a healthy self concept are more likely to listen to doctors and professionals when they say, this implant will not fit your chest cavity for the following reasons. You have injection blindness and an exaggerated look. We need to dissolve your fillers here and there before we give you more in this area, etc. And then you come out looking like Christina Aguilera, who looks like somebody snatched her right back into the early 2000s, honey, because you loved yourself enough to tell yourself no, or you loved yourself enough to listen to someone else. Christina Aguilera had no problem showing up chubby to the main stage for over a decade before she got that full body snatch, right? So she showed up thin, she showed up fat, she showed up thin again, right? She kept showing up. She just loved herself. Like, this is me. We know one body sells more than the other, but I love me and whatever body I come to. Sorry if, the F word offends you. I don't mean anything. I'm just trying to be forthcoming and candid. Um, she's a really good example of one of those people who have the self-esteem to benefit from cosmetic surgery. Lindsay Lohan is another. So don't listen to people telling you not to invest so much money in, for example, hair care. And just be grateful for what you have when you know you dreamed of waist length hair since you were a little girl. Do the things. Truth is, texture and genetics they don't matter. They don't have much to do with, so long as you have a healthy scalp and a formidable hair care routine, anyone can grow their hair down their back. Anyone at all. Anyone at all. I don't know if it's going to grow to your ankle, but anyone at all can grow their hair down their back. Never be the girl who was criticizing another girl for doing too much. Why is she wearing that? We're just going to the store, mall, movies, etc., wherever y'all going. She does the absolute most, knowing full well you would do the most if the option was available to you. If you had it like she had it, maybe you would be doing it too. Or the people who, why won't she sit down? She's always talking. Don't nobody care about her opinion whole time. You're mad because she is a well seasoned, well trained public speaker who captivates audiences. Meanwhile, not only do you dislike the sound of your own voice, you get stage fright to the point where one word becomes indistinguishable from another due to anxiety. Perhaps instead of hating on her, you take an online or in person public speech course. Learn what captivates an audience and do the thing you admire others for doing. Adding to that, Compliment the person who has the thing you want. I'm telling you, it does something to your soul that gets the universe to support you in having that thing as well. Smart girls compliment smart girls. Pretty girls high five for other pretty girls. I mean, and they roll deep, right? Supermodels, they are like an army about one another. They play zero games about one another. Get to complimenting people you admire, and you'll be surprised at what you get back energetically speaking. There are plenty of women online making fun of other women for skin bleaching, hair weaving, makeup preferences, and then some. Whole time, they just resent the transformation because they can't do it themselves. You tell a woman long hair and small waists aren't everything, but you would trade with her immediately if somehow given the cosmic chance to swap. Now, that happened to me in real life. I found out later my bully took photos of me to a Florida surgeon and said, "Make me look like this." Yikes. Yeah. Gospel, Bible, that's true. Just keep your self improvement plan close to the chest and secretly pursue that. I say keep it private again because if you're a hater, trust me, you're not the only one who's hating. People love keeping you in proximity to mediocrity when they can. Just look at B. Simone and her so-called best friend, who she's she watched that girl hit rock bottom. Watched her. Food stamps, lost her car, lost her home, SNAP benefits, welfare. Watched her bestie hit rock bottom whole time B. Simone was buying cars and houses for other folk, not just herself because she's set, but for other people, while her good friend floundered. Some people see your potential and are intimidated by that. They're only comfortable with you so long as you don't see in you what they see in you. Quote it, clock it. You can take that statement to the bank and cash it, it will not bounce. When you refuse to build your own kingdom, people will readily recruit you to build theirs. Now, if you want to be a serf or a peasant, you're comfortable there and you like it, have at it by all means. Some people are genuinely comfortable there. But if you are the caterpillar who always wanted to fly, take to that cocoon of isolation and leave those who'd rather belly scoot around on the ground to themselves. You never want to be the girl mad at another girl for existing, obsessed with her gentle speech because you swear like a sailor. Her compassionate heart when you shunned your own human empathy to get ahead of others for so long that your conscience is seared as if with an iron and your empathy is feigned and fake rather than sincere. You fuming at how another woman dresses although you secretly adore her taste in wardrobe. Like there are things you can do about that. Beyonce works until her feet have boils and are bleeding with bruises up and down her legs. I mean, we've been talking about Beyonce's knee surgery, right? She flew straight into the stage and she was suspended in air. Like, yeah, knocked her knee. I remember the Beehive pointing out that in during the Renaissance tour, one of her heels was thicker than the other. And one of the shoes, one of her high heels, the heel in the back was thicker than the other because on the knee surgery side, the heel was thicker to support the surgery. But B had been working on that knee that needed surgery for like nearly 20 years, over 15 years. She had been dancing and working on that knee that needed surgery all that time. So I Beyonce does all this and she delivers you an experience that no one else alive can give to you today. Now, I don't recall Beyonce being the best dancer in the business or like was she the best dancer in Destiny? Maybe she was the best dancer in Destiny's Child, but I remember, listen, I still recall her sister Solange being a better dancer than her. At least back in the day, if not now, but you'll lock in on B now to the point where even the professional dancers on the stage can't get you to unglue your eyes from her. Admired and acquired. It's what she did. And that's on Michael Jackson. It's what she did. Some of what she has is God's gift. And she had nothing to do with it and she was just born with it. But a lot of what she has is grit, endurance, and sweat equity. Growing up watching B, I can remember how she wanted to be busty so bad. College surgery or 5011 kids, but she busty now. And the best selling book, Matriarch, Tina Knowles, right? Celestine Knowles, Mama B and Solange. She tells a story about how she purchased a coat for Beyonce that Beyonce refused to ever wear to school again. Why? Because two little girls kept telling her it was ugly. So Tina decided to let Beyonce take the coat to school in a bag and offer it to the two girls who insulted and shamed her for it. They fought one another over that coat, rolling around on the ground and all. They made her feel awful because they wanted what she had. Now, yay for you when you're the Beyonce in the story. But what happens when you are one of the two little girls bullying someone who's done nothing to you, abusing a peer because your low self concept is abusing you, right? I'll say that again. What happens when you're one of the other two little girls bullying someone who's done nothing to you, abusing a peer because your low self concept is abusing you? Look, as children, we may have no control over that because it's up to parents to groom and raise their children well. So you're a third grader, you may not have a whole lot of control over that. You're entering the sixth grade, you're getting knocked around by life and parents. I get it. But when you have the power in your own hands to course correct, be honest with yourself and do it. Buy the booty if you envy the booty. But you may want to speak to a woman who grew up voluptuous before you do. So many people go asking for a certain body type, having no idea what they're in for. Being Jessica Rabbit in reverse is not for the faint of heart. She was top heavy. You want to be bottom heavy? Listen, all that body ain't for the weak. How people begin to treat you exclusively like a sex object can bring you right back to suicidal ideation. Ask me how I know. TLC said in the song Unpretty, you can buy your hair if it won't grow. You can fix your nose if you say so. Actually, that entire chorus is golden, actually. Really, you ought to give a listen to the song if you haven't in a while or if you've never heard it, because this video is basically that song in essay form. Lord, that song will lift you. That song will lift you up. Unpretty is a self love anthem if you've never heard it. But again, you got to get there for you, not everyone else. Your journey won't look like everyone else's. So be the only person in your family with breast implants if you have to. The only one who regularly sleeps in a bonnet for fear of losing inches to split ends if you gotta do the things. Now, if you're a kid living with a mother, I brought this up before, I'll say this again. If you're a kid living with a mother or elder sibling who hates on you, this message is not for you, honey. You're too young because you can have all your efforts thwarted by people who have more power than you in your home, right? They can cut up your bonnets, they can throw away your hair care things, they can catch you wanting only Brussels sprouts all the time and figure out that you're doing it because you want to round out your bust line and maybe you get in trouble for that. And I'm sorry for that, right? This message is not for you. This is for grown women who still haven't come around yet. I would actually not advocate for anyone pursuing cosmetic enhancements under the age of 28 years old. You probably thought I would have said 18 or 21, but I'm going to say 28. A lot of y'all are really just looking for your grown woman body, and you don't really get it until you go through your second puberty. And that happens around 28 and 35. So I wouldn't advocate for anyone pursuing cosmetic enhancements under 28 years old without extenuating circumstances. Like you've got a cleft palate. Yeah, get your mouth put back together, you know, things like this. Anyhow, take care of yourself internally and externally so that you don't become a bitter, jealous hater who harms others without right or cause. Enhance the things you like about yourself and find your way with the things you'd rather improve about yourself so that you aren't the girl who is exposing herself, excuse me, so you aren't the woman, right? Because we're talking to women here. So that you aren't the woman who is exposing herself as a self hating, insecure, unevolved woman who hasn't much to show for all her years of womanhood. The women you say are doing the most are exactly who they think they are. And a woman who can do the most all on her own, like so many pretty girls do, good luck trying to unconvince her about herself. It won't happen. So just work on yourself. If you look in the mirror and objectively think, right? No one said anything to you. Everybody's telling you you're beautiful. If you look in the mirror and objectively think that your nose is too short for your face or what you look like some Whoville resident because the space between your nose and your top lip is serving Neanderthal DNA monkey facial, Google Philtrum surgery and see what you can do about it. If you can't afford it, then plan B, try out a lip flip, but do what you can do to reduce the distance between your nose and your top lip if that's what's going to make you genuinely happy with yourself. Damn the people. Well, you look just fine before. Yeah, those are your eyes. These are mine. If your religion tells you it's wrong to get elective surgery, lean on the fact that you believe you serve a merciful and forgiving God and challenge yourself to believe that with all the abhorrent things to rain hellfire on in this world, your little nip tuck doesn't even register for a flame. And if you think it does, I mean, most of these religions, these Abrahamic faiths are like, oh, chase a bad deed with a good deed, erase one with the other. And there you go. Balance out your scales. Uh, Closing words. Don't you ever think that you can live this life unhappy with yourself without harming others. It is an extremely rare person who can. Low self concept leads to all manner of crime, betrayal, and destruction. If you find yourself being a hater, don't gaslight yourself out of it. Don't bother with cognitive dissonance when you can authentically sit with that hateration and holleration and the dancery and improve yourself. I'm not telling you not to love your natural self, but by the time you've entered your late 30s, early 40s, if the accept me as I am thing is still not working for you, pursue the enhancements. You're less harmful to humanity when you approve of yourself anyhow. So love yourself and accept yourself by any means applicable. I thank the Mother Goddess for allowing me to minister thought and encouragement to you. If my words have harmed you in any way, I call it off of you in her name. Uppity, and I'm out of here.